Okay, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out, whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we, yeah. I got the city on my shoulder, straight to the top, yeah. I told you I never drop what I'm holding, yeah. I got the team with me, we gotta go and we on a roll, so we never see defeat. Yeah, lights still shine even when the world's dark, and I still stride even when it gets harder. We stayed steady since the day that we started. No, we ain't stopping, I know we got it. Look, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out, whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now. Look, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out, whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now, back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now, back now, back now.
I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dog. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now, so I need that go, y'all. Got hits when they throwin' the fastball. Just too quick for it, peeling off like the whip orange. Seen they effort, this piss poor. I got too much I gotta tend to. Car payments and the rent due. Told y'all that I'm 6 foot, but with the money stabbing, I'm 10-2. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip, got old problems with the friends new. Yeah, I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out of stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told them this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told them put a check up in my hands. Boy got time, no cap. Made a few checks but they all in the raps. Had a few friends but they suck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride to the hop in the back. 0 to 100 seen the rap on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in a big league.
You can't hold me back, you can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back, you can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. Whoa, on me, you know I'm the one and only. All them other ones is phony. Moving like a drum, I'm on beat. Whoa, yeah, You could put the pressure on me. I ain't never getting cold feet. Straight to where I'm gon' be. I got no time to debate. I put my reps in like every day. I keep it moving, I don't like the way. I just keep adding these wins to the plate. I ain't worried about a setback. With a loss, I'ma get back. Going up on a jetpack. All the haters, you can sit back. You can't hold me back. You can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back. You can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back. Can't hold me back. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back. You can't hold me back, you can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back, you can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back. You can't hold me back. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. What is going on, Mafia? I don't want to look too giddy here, but guys, Bitcoin has finally done something other than move up or down 0.5%. We're getting a little bit of a dump to the downside. I see you guys going nuts in chat. What is going on with this dump? As you guys know, if you watched the live stream yesterday, we were actually looking for this dump. I actually think the thumbnail yesterday was dump incoming, which, guys, we've been wrong before, but not yesterday. We were looking at some specific things on the chart yesterday, specifically on Market Cipher B that was indicating that we may be able to get this little move to the downside, and we have actually seen that happen. And I'll just say one thing, guys. The volume profiles are undefeated. So we got an amazing show for you guys tonight. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin. We're going to be taking a look at those key levels to the downside. If this dump continues, where can we expect those bounces to start coming in? And we are actually at one of those levels right now. So I want to cover those levels of support. Do we have more pain ahead? Was this the majority of the dump? Are we halfway there? Do we have a lot further down to go? I want to talk about that. And guys, in the past couple of streams, we actually have looked at a little bit more of my long-term outlook on Bitcoin, kind of trying to figure out what the price action is going to be looking at for the rest of the bear market. So I want to talk about that just a little bit as well. And then we're going to take a look at some trades. And then as you guys know, about halfway through that stream, we will start taking a look at those altcoins, which some of them are on sale right now. So we're going to be breaking all that down on tonight's show. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys for being here and spending your precious time with your boy Frankie Candles and the rest of the Candle Mafia to do 2 full hours of technical analysis on this crazy thing they call Bitcoin and the even crazier things they call the altcoins. So thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure. And you guys know, more spins, more wins, the more free stuff you guys are going to be able to win. Yesterday, we actually gave away 2 free months in the premium Discord, as well as 3 Frankie Candles hats. Not the Bing Bong hats, but the Frankie Candles hats. And we gave away a bunch of crypto, so smash that like button. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to run a poll. Tony D, if you're in here, I know you're in here, but just let me know when you're available to do a poll. I want to take a poll because we're going to be doing a Sunday sauce video. As you guys know, I was sick last week, last week. Had to skip a couple of streams, but and then we missed a stream this week because we had the new PC setting up. Mrs. Candles in the house. What is going on, Mrs. Candles? But come in here and show a hand before we jump into the charts. We Bitcoin's dumping, Mrs. Candles. Come on, we need your hands are ugly. What, you didn't put your makeup on your hands? Come on, show it up. Come on. Okay, just quick. Okay, all right. Well, that's it. Can we do it one more time? Okay. Anyway, guys, you got the Vince's Candle hand in chat. But guys, I want to take a little bit of a poll because this Sunday we will be putting out a Sunday sauce video. But I want to know, do you guys want an XRP price prediction video? Do you want, what do you guys want to see? I'm thinking about doing either an XRP price prediction video or maybe a second swing failure pattern tutorial to look at the hands in the chat, Mrs. Candles. It can't look that ugly if they're putting putting that many hands in the chat. But do you guys want to see an XRP price prediction video using actual technical analysis, not a moon math video? I'm actually going to show you my realistic targets for XRP. Do you want to talk about a second swing failure pattern tutorial where I go a little more in depth in how I actually trade the SFP? Let me know. Do you guys want a tutorial, a price prediction? Let me know what you guys want, because I don't want to make the video if nobody wants to see it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said Frank gave her the deep, sexy eyes. Let's go. What do you mean, Dave? Okay, she said I've already embarrassed her. I was gonna bite the lip too, but anyway, guys. With all that being said, we got a lot to look at on the charts here. So let's say what's up to the Mafia, and then we're gonna jump right into chat. Who do we got in here? All these Mrs. Candles hands. Mrs. Candles hand has taken over the show. Shout out to William Carey. What is going on? Said send it higher, Frankie. We're gonna try, bro. I'm gonna try to send this thing back to the moon. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for tuning in. We got Cryptic Sniper. As always, happy to have you in here. We got Crypto Jam. Apples up north. How you doing? Good to see you in here. Gary C. We got Hodl Crypto, Sir Quest, Crimson's girlfriend. Congrats on that win yesterday, Crimson's girlfriend. Was that last night? Am I tripping? I think she won a hat last night. Shout out to Crimson's girlfriend. Shout out to Emax. We got Jay in the chat, said more money, more crypto. Let's go. Yes, Mrs. Candles. We did a giveaway without you. You weren't here to support your family, the Candle Mafia, so we had to do it without you. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I couldn't afford the overtime for you. I'm sorry. Guys, she's expensive for the overtime. But, guys, don't forget, shout out to Nigel Smith, RPM87. And don't forget, guys, show our mods some love in the chat. We got Tyler Durden, Tony D, Crypto Crypto Anon, Crypto Billy, Rob the Crypto Snob, did I say Tyler Durden, D Petty Crypto? You guys know who they are. Captain Kirk, show them some love in the chat. They help me out endlessly with this YouTube channel. There we go. Shout out to Tony D for putting up that poll. Guys, go vote on that poll so I know what video to shoot for this weekend. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and try to figure out what the heck this thing Bitcoin is doing. And let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Here we go. So, guys, here we are on the Bitcoin chart. We are actually sitting here on the 3-hour. And actually, you know what we'll do? I want to talk about what we were looking at yesterday to anticipate this move to the downside, and I can already hear people talking. Make those numbers bigger. Make those numbers bigger. There you guys go. But shout out to Golden for pointing out that we needed to make those numbers bigger yesterday. Let's see. Shout out to Crypto Lady, said her hand would look better with a ring on it. Crypto Lady, let's tone it down a little bit. But shout out to Crypto Lady. But guys, let's take a look at what we got going on on the charts here. So coming up to the higher time frames, obviously we were talking yesterday about a potential little dump to the downside. Actually, talk about more specifically what we were looking for. We were waiting for a potential retracement to come in here. We did not get that retracement, but we did get the dump back into our value area here. But some of the things we were looking at, guys, on yesterday's live stream was these higher daily time frames with our VWAPs rolling back to the downside. And this, again, we were talking about how this would indicate a short-term, or not necessarily a short-term, but some kind of a move to the downside, right? We still had our money flow coming up, which is starting to get a little bit rejected here. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if we wind up rolling over here and getting a red dot on the 4-day. We may wind up getting a 4-day blood diamond, which would be a pretty bearish sign, in my opinion. Or I don't know, but I don't know if that's an opinion or not. But yeah, we could potentially looking for that potential blood diamond on the 4-day chart. No guarantees it pops up, but a lot of times when you get these tiny little trigger waves where that momentum wave barely crosses over the zero line, oftentimes we will get those blood diamonds. But that's just something I'm keeping an eye on. But these VWAPs coming down on top of our 2-day red dot that was printing, still printing, but it was printing yesterday. And then on top of that, we also had our daily money flow crossing back over into the red, letting us know that potentially we could see some more downside. And really, more accurately or more specifically, what we were potentially anticipating was a slight retrace, because yesterday we were getting a little bit of support on top of this value area high, and I guess technically we did get some kind of a retracement up here, but I was actually hoping to get a little bit more. I guess I wasn't really hoping, but we were looking for a potential retracement back up to these highs, where I would have been looking for to potentially add to my short position. Now, I am currently in a short right now. Let me see if I can pull that up. So I am currently in a short right here. Let me just make sure I can pull this up. So there you go. Let me pop in a little bit here. Yeah, so we are in this short position. I am still in the long, right? But I got a bunch of profit locked in on the short. It is currently down about 9%, but we already have this locked in profit. So, even if I were to close this out at a loss, obviously for anybody who doesn't know how trading works or how this would work, if we close this right now, you would take that, we'd lose $85, but we already have $775 locked in profit, and this short is up about 103%. Which is not too bad, guys. Not too bad for a nice little trade here. I am going to be holding this. Short position, and I'm actually going to be holding the long position as well, in case we do get a little bit of a bounce, which we're going to talk about how likely that is going to be. And if we do get a bounce, how high up can we go? But yeah, those are the two trades. I know this one looks red, but it's really not. Anyway, those are the positions. I will be holding both of these positions and managing them as time goes on and price action develops. Coming back to the charts here, one thing I do kind of want to look at with you guys is the next levels of support. Right now, we are coming up to somewhat of a support level here, which we'll talk about in just a second. But I want to keep talking a little bit about why we were actually anticipating that dump yesterday, right? Like, why was my sentiment so bearish yesterday? And part of that reason was, again, those higher daily time frames that we were looking at, the 4-day, the 3-day, the 2-day, and then that daily money flow crossing over into the red. And you guys will remember, right? We were talking about a potential possibility of getting a little bit of a fake out out into the red and then coming back up into the green. But we were talking about why I was actually going to be a little bit concerned about this not being a fake out into the red and a legitimate money flow crossover into the red. And it all lies on the lower hourly and medium hour, or I'm sorry, the higher hourly and medium hourly time frames. Coming on down to the 16-hour here, we did have money flow starting to come out. We kind of came up a little bit, which is interesting here. But if you come on down to the 12-hour, kind of the same story. But our 10-hour money flow is looking pretty gross here, right? Money flow straight coming out on the 10-hour. Our 8-hour as well was coming out with the money flow as well. 6-hour money flow coming down. And then more specifically, yesterday we were looking at the 5-hour money flow approaching that zero line on top of the 4-hour money flow crossover into the red, right? And we actually yesterday we're talking about how, again, money flow indicates the longer term trend, right? So again, money flow crosses over into the green, letting you know that the trend is likely to continue up. Money flow crossing over into the red would indicate that the trend would be continuing down. And those green and red dots indicate the ebbs and flows, right? Just the noise in the market, right? Green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, right? And then money flow crossovers indicate the longer term trend. So when this 4-hour money flow crosses over into the red, this is one of those decent warning signs letting you know that we may have some more downside ahead. On top of that, guys, we were playing around with this key level of support, right? Which was the previous value area high. You guys know we've been looking at this range or volume profile for quite some time, and we talked about this, guys, yesterday. What did we look at, right? And I say it almost every stream. It wasn't just yesterday, but it's almost every single stream where we talk about when you get above the value area high, this is where you want to look for shorts, right? And this is why I talk about this every day on the YouTube channel, guys, because the point of this channel is to give you guys as much free value as possible, right? Free education is kind of the vibe of this channel, and we talk about every time you get above this value area high, you can consider that as like overbought, right, or overvalued Bitcoin. And if you know that the fair value for Bitcoin is typically between these two price levels or within this range, you can say, hey, this is expensive Bitcoin. If I can short up here, I can ride it back down into the fair value. And same thing when you come below the value area. And again, the long position I'm in right now is from down here, still obviously in pretty good profit. But this once you're below that value area low, this is where you're thinking price is a little bit undervalued, right? This is cheap Bitcoin. And if you know that Bitcoin is typically trading between these two levels and you are below that level, why not scoop up some Bitcoin and ride it back into the fair value? Because you're expecting price to go back to that fair value at some point, right? It's like when a store has a sale on a product, right? When a store has a sale, we talked about the Aztec King Cactus Moss Water. Shout out to the Aztec King Cactus Moss Water. If this is usually selling for $1.99 and I find it on sale for 99 cents, knowing that that the real value of it is going to be $2, why not buy a bunch at 99 cents and then when the value goes back up to $2, sell them all for a profit? And it's the same thing with Bitcoin. You could think of this as just a simple buying and selling. It's a simple auction. That's all the market is. So what happened, right? We got overvalued, back to the low, right? Undervalued, back to the high. Overvalued, back down to the POC. And then yesterday we were talking about what is happening now. We were sitting up here overvalued, right? And not only that, right? Because you guys might say to yourself, well, Frankie Candles, if it's that easy, why don't I just long and short every single high and low? Well, that's not that easy, right? Because we are overvalued here. But the reason that it was likely and the reason we were looking for the dump incoming, right, last night was not only that we were overvalued, but we also had the bearish signals such as money flow coming out on the 4-hour and then the 2-day red dot and the daily money flow crossover into the red, right? So it's a multitude of things, right? You're overvalued, and then that's kind of giving you a bias, right? Like, hey, this is overvalued. We may be able to get sucked back into our area of balance, which is down here within the range. And, before we make a decision to take a trade, you want to get those confirmations, right? What's Market Cipher B saying? What is, what's ExoChart saying? What are the other things you're looking at? What are these things saying, right? Are they agreeing with the fact that you're overvalued and likely to return to lower prices? In this case, yesterday, they were, right? All those things were pointing to the downside, and we knew that we could watch this key level, the value area high sitting at $27,400, saying, hey, if we wind up losing this level, we would look for a retest on the value area high before coming down, back down to the point of control, which we may be on our way to, which point of control is sitting down here closer to about 26K. But we were actually looking at, we had another... another volume profile that we were looking at, which is within, let me see here. Let me see. Where is it? I think, let me just hide this real quick. But yeah, we got this other volume profile within here where, let me just see where this is pulled from, where I pulled this from. This is from September 12th. So I will just pull this on the same candles here. Bada boom, bada bing. And there we go, right? We had this kind of volume profile within our volume profile. And we knew that this was a very key level. And we talked about this yesterday. We had 2 value area highs here. And we knew that once we wind up losing that value area high, we could potentially bearishly retest, get accepted back into not only the the longer term range, but also get accepted into this local range. And in order to get to the bottom of the macro range, you eventually have to get through the local range, right? So the first stop or the first level of support we were looking at was this local point of control sitting at about $26,570. And what happened? We broke both value area lows, bearish retest, and then bing bong right to that POC. And we all know, if Creighton sees in the chat, once you get below that value area high, where is the next place for price to likely go? It's that POC. And where do we go? Directly to the POC. And this is why I preach the volume profiles every single day on this YouTube channel. It is simply because it works. And I sound like a broken record saying that, or I feel like I sound like a broken record saying that. But there you go, right? What happened? You lost the value area high. You went straight to the POC. We're not making it up. It actually plays out. And although we are looking at this local range within here, right? If we lose this POC, the next major level I'd be looking at would be this value area low, again, of this local range, which actually also happens to be in pretty good confluence with a golden pocket and POC of the larger range, right? So we could be on our way to these prices, guys. And if we do get down here, this is kind of one of the next levels that I am interested in a potential long, scalp long position. But there's some other levels of support here, right? I would be interested, although I do think we will eventually get down to these prices. And then this blue box is sitting between about $26,315 and $25,993. I am interested in scalp longs off of this level. However, in my opinion, the saucier level here is going to be this value area low, right? This value area low for more than one reason, right? Not only is it our value area low of the macro range, we also have our 786 Fibonacci retracement level sitting within here as well. Now, this is actually, I believe this is the full retracement. Yeah, this is the full retracement from this entire move to the upside. You can see that 786 is in perfect confluence. So I am going to be interested somewhat in some trades down here at that golden pocket value area low POC. However, you have to remember when if you're not paying attention to this local range, I'm actually going to hide it for a second. You want to understand that we are simply, even if we get down to this blue box, we could really, once you lose that value area high, you're expecting to go to the POC first, but eventually you are looking to get a move down to your value area low, which again is in perfect confluence with that 786 retracement level, which is going to make it a big level for me to look for a long position, right? So I'm interested in some kind of a long here, but again, because we're accepted into this range, I do think that if we come down here, get a bounce, it's going to be more likely that that's a retracement before potentially losing the POC and coming down to the bottom of the range. Now, this value area low is very, very intriguing for more reason than one, guys. It's not just the value area low. It's not just the 786 Fibonacci retracement level, but it is also, if we get down there, we also have some single prints down here, right? And we talked about these recently. Single prints are simply just an area on the chart that has been untested, right? It's an untested area on the chart. Price likes to come back and retest these areas. And it's simply, the single prints are created when price spends less than 30 minutes at a particular price. And that's where you get these single prints from. And again, price does like to go down and fill these areas before finally picking a direction and continuing on with price action. So this is a very, very, very big area to be looking at. And you also have to think to yourself, we've actually looked at the liquidation heat map. If I pull it up really, really quickly here, we'll go down to the 1 month. And I actually want to take a look at these lows on the heat map, right? So those lows are at about 25,000, at about 20. Well, let's just look at it. We'll get the actual numbers for you guys. The value area low starts at about 25,600, right? And then those single prints go down to about 25,225, which was where I entered my long position. But if we pull that heat map up one more time here, right here, right? So 25,200, right? That is basically the bottom of this hot block of liquidations, right? All these liquidations level are sitting, again, between about 26K and 25.2, right? 26K to 25.2. Very, very close to this value area low, 786, and these single prints. So again, if we do wind up coming down here, this is going to be, again, potential little bounce there. But once we lose this POC golden pocket, if we do, and we come down here, this is really where I am looking for a potential long position, potentially to, I'm not saying we're going up to yearly highs. You guys kind of know where I stand with the yearly highs here. I do think it's a little less likely to come up here and break these highs, right? Basically, what we've been looking for is potentially to have a lower high come in before getting a bigger move down, potentially down to the 23K level. About 24K would be the first stop, and then down to between about 23K to 22K could be in the cards for Bitcoin coming up pretty soon here, guys. Again, my sentiment remains basically the same, where this may have been, we've been talking about this may be this could potentially be that lower high we've been looking for. You guys know we've actually been, anticipating a potential, revisit of some of these higher levels. These are kind of the two major levels we've been looking for the rejection at. We front ran this golden pocket slightly, but this could indeed be the lower high that we've been looking for to potentially come down and come down to some lower prices for Bitcoin. But again, if we come back down to the low of the local range and get a big bounce, we may be able to come up and test these highs. Again, potentially putting in a macro lower high at around 30K. 30,400 is kind of the area where I'd be willing to call for. That's kind of the highest I would expect Bitcoin to go before potentially getting that lower high to come in on the macro and then come down to some of these lower prices, again, between about 24.3 and about 22.2, right? So there you go, guys. And let me just check on chat real quick. Hey, whoa, hold up. BTC dumping, y'all. Shout out to Jason Casper. What is going on, bro? Thank you for stopping by. Guys, don't forget, I wasn't sick today, thank God. And me and Jason did film an interview for his channel. So go check that out. Jason, I guess, I don't know exactly what time that is going out, but if you could let everybody know, let the Mafia know when that's going out. And everybody go check that out after the stream. Go check out that interview. I almost said shooting the S. I don't want to say that on YouTube, but I love chopping it up with other YouTubers and other traders, especially Jason. We had some really, really good conversations. So shout out to him. Thank you for having me on again, bro. And guys, don't forget to go check that out after the stream. And speaking about not forgetting things, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you know what happens, guys. So smash that like button. We're going for 550 likes. If we get 550 likes, I will spin that wheel. Well, you know what? Screw it. Bitcoin's dumping. We're up on the trade. We'll spin it 15 times. If we get 550 likes on the stream, I will spin that thing 15 times. Shout out to Kush Patel, said, love you, Frankie. I love you back, bro. Shout out to you, man. Creighton C says, it's the big black pole. Can't miss it. Shout out to Creighton C. I don't know exactly what you're referring to there, but shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Flix. What is going on, bro? Alex O, what is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you for tuning in. We got V-Slim in the chat, absolute OG of the Candle Mafia. What is going on, bro? Appreciate you for being here. And shout out to Hannah King. Put those tiaras, if you got those Frankie Candles emojis, throw those tiaras in the chat for the Candle Mafia princess Hannah King. What is going on, Hannah? Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, let's go. Shout out to Darren. But guys, that's what we're looking at for Bitcoin, right? And again, if you guys watched the live stream last night, I really hope that everybody kind of takes away something from every single one of my live streams. And if you took anything away from yesterday, hopefully it was that once we broke that value area high, this is kind of the key level that would be the doorway to lower prices, right? And that's the importance of, knowing what levels you're looking at, right? Like, why do we know this was a key level? It's because it's a value area high. And we knew that once we lost it, we would at least start our journey to that POC, which we could potentially be on our way to. And then obviously we do have the local value area that we were just looking at right here, which we are sitting right at that POC. So a bounce to come in here would not be unlikely, right? Actually, we have some, not only was this short setup that we're up 101% in the premium Discord, we put that setup in the premium Discord, or the kitchen, as I like to call it, but we also have some long setups with some specific confirmations that we've been looking at some key levels. So, not only do I think a bounce is potentially going to happen here, we are prepared to take advantage of that. Again, guys, we are now, what can we take away from this little dump? We are now within our volume profile. We've been now re-accepted back into this area of balance, right? So again, we're at this POC. Next likely stop, not just based off of this one volume profile, but based off this local one as well, because you have confluence, right? The value area low of this local range is sitting within our blue box, right? Our next target, right? Not only that, but the POC of our macro range is also sitting within that blue box. And on top of that, you have the golden pocket. So it does seem kind of likely that even if we get a bounce back up here, it is going to be likely to eventually revisit this blue box, which again, I would be interested in some scalp longs. But really, in my opinion, the saucy level is going to be sitting here, not only because the value area low, but also the 786, the single prints, and also, don't forget, that liquidation heat map is letting us know that there is a decent bit of liquidity sitting down there as well. And remember, guys, when we look at this liquidation heat map, you want to remember these hot yellow bars, right? These areas where there's a lot of liquidations oftentimes act as a magnet, and price is gravitated towards these levels. We've been talking about this for a few days now, and what is happening? Price is getting sucked down towards those levels, right? Because it acts as a magnet. I've low-key been waiting on this level to come in for quite some time. So if we do get down there, I'm going to be very, very interested in potentially looking for some trades. But I want to be clear, not just blindly longing support, right? Not just blindly longing these levels. We are waiting for very specific confirmations. We could easily come down to this level and not get the confirmations and wind up dumping lower. And that's why trading is a little. It's a little. Although the volume profiles simplify things, trading is very hard, right? It's a very difficult skill. There's a reason why most people don't make money trading. And, some people say it's because it's hard. I like to say it's because a lot of people give up quickly. You got to wait for those confirmations. It's not just as long. I wish it was as easy as just me saying this level, 25,655. Everybody just long that level, but that's not how it works, right? You're likely to lose money if you're just blindly longing levels. On top of that, guys, so in the short term, I do think it is probably going to be pretty likely, unless Asia wakes up and decides to just nuke us, which I wouldn't hate. Coming up here in the near, the local, or the short term, I do think it could be pretty likely that we get some kind of a reaction off this POC. But again, right, this is a pretty fresh money flow crossover into the red. This is likely going to turn into a bigger red wave, which again could bring us down to these next major targets, which again, target number one for me, if we do continue down, going to be starting at about 26,300. That's going to be a big target for me to look for a trade. And then, whether we get a bounce off there or not is one thing, but if we continue down after that, the real sauced out level is going to be this value area low, closer to between 25.6 all the way down to about 25.250, where I originally entered my long position. So there you go, guys. That is the sauce on Bitcoin. Coming down to some of these lower time frames, like again, 3 hour green dot is printing currently. 2 hour green dot confirmed. Not necessarily getting the most strong bullish divergences, but you do have a slight bullish divergence here on your 1 hour. But again, in my opinion, if I'm looking for trades here, I am looking for scalps. I would really like to come down to this 26.3 level before looking for any real significant, significantly big trades. And what happens? What happens if we do wind up continuing down, guys? Kind of what I would be looking for here. I'll just give it all away for free right now. But if we do wind up coming down a little bit more, guys, you can see here on the 30-minute, right? We're kind of just bouncing around this POC, which again is expected. But if we wind up taking these lows again and just getting another little dump down quick to tap that golden pocket, it does look like the 30-minute could be setting up for something like this, which would give us a 30-minute bull div, which not alone is not enough for me to take a trade, but it would be a significant signal letting you know that you're likely going to get a reaction off of this level. And just the way these momentum waves are looking, it does look like we could potentially see that wind up setting up. But it doesn't mean just long randomly when we get down here. You got to see the setup happen, right? And we could be setting up, depending on, if we get a bounce here, which, again, it does look like we could get. If we do get that 1 hour, this momentum wave could come up and then come back down and give us the same thing on the 1 hour, which would be somewhat of a confirmation for that bounce off the level. So key levels for Bitcoin today, guys. Again, I'll give it to you one more time. Between 26,315 and 25,993 is going to be that first key level of support, other than the one that we're sitting at right now. And then if we lose that level, really coming down to, you really want to put your glasses on and start paying attention if we get down to this value area low, getting closer to about 25,600. All right, let's see. Shout out to Danielson. Shout out to you, bro. Says, I'm always scared while dumping. May I recommend turning on the light in your bathroom? Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Roger. Let's see. Dave Digital says that's what a great GF does. I don't know what you're talking about, Dave, but maybe you're talking about Mrs. Candles. I don't know. Cryptic Sniper said, what are your thoughts on the lower CME gap that opened as another CME gap was closed? Frankie Candles, do you think that area will need a revisiting? So here's the thing with the CME gaps. A lot of people think that CME gaps 100% have to get filled every single time. And that's not the case, right? I know the percentage is pretty high. A lot of them do wind up getting filled, but it is definitely not 100%. And I think a lot of people put a little too much weight on the CME gaps. Now, I do pay attention to the CME gaps, but you have to understand that there is nothing that is going to, it doesn't guarantee that level is going to get revisited, right? So let's go ahead and take a look here. And the lower CME gap is, let me see which one you are talking about. I don't know exactly what CME gap you're talking about. Let's actually pull up the actual CME chart here. Let's see, lower CME gap. I mean, you could be talking about, maybe you're talking about the one at about 21.2, this one down here that has not been revisited just yet. But other than that, maybe, yeah, I don't know exactly which one you're talking about. But let me know. Let me know in the chat if you send it somewhat quick. I may be able to see it, and I can check it out for you. But in general, here's the thing, right? This CME gap down here between about 21.3 and 20,000, I guess 21.3, yeah, 20,300 and 21.3. Hey, shout out to Indiana Candles. Said we're all going to die. Shout out to Indiana Candles. Help me, Indiana. Help me, bro. I'm scared. Hold me. Let's see. Thanks. It was 21.3. Okay, perfect. Shout out to Cryptic Sniper. Yeah, listen, there is, in my opinion, a chance for this to fill. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% guaranteed, but, if we take a look here, yeah, it's this one down here. Let me go ahead and, yeah, about 21.3. And, here's the thing. If we put on our lower support levels here, we do actually have, and I'm actually going to clean up the chart a little bit and hide, let me go ahead and hide some of this stuff just to clean up the chart. But, here's the thing. Is this in that folder? That's interesting. Why is that in the lower range folder? Actually, guys, hang on, my OCD. Let me go ahead and put that in main. There we go. Okay, so here we are, right? This lower range. Now, where is it? Right here. 20,000, or what do you say? 21.3? No, 20,300. Yeah, right down here. Now, here's the thing. This is pretty low. Now, I'm not saying we can't revisit this level. Now, as you guys know, let's talk long-term just a little bit here, right? You guys know, if you saw my bull market confirmed video or bull market confirmed question mark video, I like to clarify that. I wasn't calling for the bull market. I was saying, is the bull market confirmed? Let's investigate it. And in that video, we actually talked about kind of what I expected price to look like for the rest of the bear market. And essentially what we were looking for was just some boring price action, some bing-bonging back and forth. And, we even talked about the possibility of potentially coming down here to retest not only this lower range between 24K and about 22K, but also potentially retesting this golden pocket or 786 Fibonacci retracement levels, which are coming in at 21.2, and the 786 is coming in at about 19K. Now, this is not impossible to come back down here and put in a higher low. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but, even if we get this big move down to that 786, you're going to see all of the bears come out and call for 0. I told you 10K was incoming, you morons. 8K is incoming, you idiots. And they're all going to be coming out of the woodworks here, right? And, unfortunately, in my opinion, unless once we get down here, things look really, really bad, I am open to looking at lower lows. But as of right now, I still believe that 15.5 was the bottom. And it's funny because I start seeing, like, comments, not on my stuff, but just on the internet, like, all the bears are already coming out. Like, they're already like, hold on, 8K incoming. And it's like, guys, this is not a massive dump. Like, this is a pretty small move in the grand scheme of things. And just to, put it into perspective, again, if we get this big move down to the 786, I am still not panicking saying 8K incoming, right? I'm expecting a potential higher low to come in, right? Unfortunately, in my opinion, if you're just going to blindly hope for 8K or blindly hope for 10K based off of anything other than some hard evidence or hard facts or hard numbers on the chart, in my opinion, they're going to be bragging and saying, 8K incoming, you idiots, you guys are all stupid, and then they're going to get a bounce and they're going to be like, okay, it's just a retrace, 8K still incoming, guys, it's a suckers rally. I told you it's a suckers rally. It's going to come down. It's a suckers rally. And then all these bears are going to wind up buying up on the way up, right? Now, that's not to say that we can't go lower and make new lows from 15.5. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying as of right now, there's nothing on the chart that's indicating that we're going to break those lows, especially, I'm not throwing hate at the bears. Trust me, I like I'm in a short right now, up 100%, right? So I'm happy with the dumps. I actually prefer to short than long for some reason. I guess I'm, I don't know, I'm just like an evil person. But, especially when you got the bears coming out and saying like, screaming 8K incoming after a little move like this, it's just crazy. Like you can imagine if they have conviction off this little tiny move, you can imagine how confident they're going to be if we come down here. But again, you have to remember, most people sell when they're supposed to be buying, right? And if you're a bear sitting, waiting for 8K with all your money on the side, and we come down here, they're not going to be like, oh, buy the dip. They're going to be like, oh, I'm super convinced, right? I have a lot of conviction now that we're going to lower lows, so I'm definitely not buying here. I'm going to wait for the lower lows, and likely, in my opinion, at least as of right now, it is likely not going to happen, and they're going to wind up buying on the way up. But again, listen, things change, right? If we get down there and it looks like we're going lower, I will be the first person to tell you. We'll be the first person. Lower lows incoming? And if it is, let's talk about if they are going to come, right? And where we should be looking. But again, as of right now, guys, again, I want to really, really press this. Especially not because of this tiny little pixel on the chart, right? So just be ready for that, guys. Don't let the bears get in your head. Don't let the bulls get in your head either, right? Like on these little pops to the upside like this, everyone's like 100K, right? You want to be balanced, right? Like I'm up right now. Well, I don't know percentage-wise, but I'm up on my long, right, and up on my short. That's why we don't lean too bullish or too bearish. We just look at the information on the charts and take advantage of the information that the crypto gods give us, right? So if it looks like it's going down, we're going to make money. And if it goes up, we're going to make money. And in times like this, you could be up on both longs and shorts, right? So don't get stuck on that emotional. This has nothing to do with emotion, right? If you have someone passionately telling you, Bitcoin's going to zero, I'm telling you right now, I know this, like... it's a red flag, right? It's a red flag. If someone is telling you that they know where price is going to go for 100%, they are run for your life. Run for your life. They have no idea what they're doing. Sure, they'll be right once, they'll be right eventually, but they're basically just gambling. They're betting, right? But we make actual educated decisions based off charts. So just be careful of like the super emotional bulls and the super emotional bears. All right, yeah, there we go. Shout out to Matthew Barnes said schlong. And I do believe he's talking about shorting and longing at the same time. I could be wrong, but shout out to Matthew Barnes. I appreciate you for being here. Andrew Cameron, what is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. Smashing that like button. I appreciate it, bro, guys. We got 200 and something likes. I can't see the whole number, but please, for the love of God, smash that like button, guys. 550 likes. We're going to be adding 15 spins to the wheel of pain and pleasure. And maybe we'll add something to the giveaway as well. Let's try to get 550. It's been like, I think 2.5 years since we've hit 550 likes on the live stream. Smash it up, Mafia. If you found any value in this technical analysis, or you're just laughing at me sitting up here screaming like a lunatic on stream, just go ahead and smash that like button. Help push this content out to make the Candle Mafia an even greater force than it already is. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. That is Bitcoin. That's what we're looking for. And again, in the short term, looking for, oh, there you go. Bounce is continuing, right? So What are we doing here? Let me turn back on the TA. And yeah, once we let me get rid of this indicator. But yeah, bounce probably going to be likely here. Some kind of retracement or pump back to the upside may be likely here. But again, now at this point, your key level of resistance is going to be sitting right here at about $27,471. We got to get back above this level before we get massive upside for Bitcoin, right? So even if we get all the way up there, you still have some work to do, right? And in my opinion, with the way money flow is looking, we're likely going to come up for a lackluster pump to put in a lower high and then continue back down to some lower prices. And even if we get all the way back up to that value area high, we still got to break above it, right? So just be careful. But it does look short term that we may be able to continue up just a little bit. Now, where would I expect this rejection to come in? Potentially, I'll give you guys some levels for a potential rejection. Just pull this local fib. And yeah, this would be a significant area to look at between the 786 and the golden pocket. We'll turn that purple for shorts. And there you go, right? So this would be the golden pocket 786 retracement of this first impulse. And yeah, that would kind of be the first level of resistance I would be looking at locally. And then if we break above this, your next key level is going to be that value area high at 27,460. But again, sentiment, I want to be clear here, right? This bounce, I'm not expecting this to go to the moon, right? Because of the way money flow looks like on Market Cipher B, right? 4-hour money flow, fresh crossover into the red, right? 5-hour money flow, about to cross over into the red. 6-hour money flow, generally coming out. 8-hour money flow, about to cross over into the red. But look at the VWAPs. VWAPs are coming up, but what do we say when money flow is coming out, but your VWAP is coming up? Oftentimes, it either indicates consolidation or a lackluster lower high before continuing back down. So again, these VWAPs would indicate a move up, but the money flow is letting you know that the trend is likely to continue down. So why would I be looking for moonshot longs when I know that Market Cipher is letting us know that the trend is likely to continue to the downside? So there you go, guys. Shout out to Anonymous. Thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate you for tuning in. Shout out to you, man. He says, what's happening? I say Bitcoin dumped. But I ain't mad about it. Let's go. Let's see. Shout out to Danielson. Says, Frankie is trading up and breaking out the value area high. YouTube's finest. TA, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the kind words. I really do appreciate that. And then, yeah, Darren, I'm actually going to talk about this in a second. Darren says single prints around 26.9 and 27K. Tap those, then more downside. You took the words out of my mouth, Darren. Shout out to you, bro. Darren helps us out in the premium Discord. He's got some pretty cool analysis. He's a great trader, and he's got some really, really good analysis. And you just took the words out of my mouth, bro. I actually want to touch on those. But while we talk about those single prints, guys, go ahead and I think it's about time to start taking a look at those altcoins. So go ahead and spam your alts in chat right now. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know what altcoins we're going to be looking at. So go ahead and spam those in chat right now. Chemistry Bro says, hope everyone in the Mafia is doing good today. Barely slept last night and already fallen asleep today. Shout out to Chemistry Bro, but you're still showing up for the Mafia, bro. I appreciate you so much. Here come the altcoins, the avalanche of altcoins chat spams. Let's go. Let's see. Shout out to Darren Does Things. Says, when Mark Dutch? I don't know. Is Mark Dutch here today? He is. I see him. He says, but George said, George? Dad? Shout out to Mark Dutch. I don't know what's going on in chat, guys. But yeah, spam those altcoins. And while you guys do that, I'm actually going to go ahead and pull up EXO charts really, really, really quickly. And by really quickly, guys, check out how fast EXO charts will load. Don't make me a liar. It usually takes a long time. This is a very, very heavy software, guys. So I don't know what you guys are going to compare this to. But usually it takes about 15 minutes for my old PC to run this. And this, look at that. Boom. We're already up and running. I actually want to touch on one more thing before we get into the alts on Bitcoin as well. But let me turn off the net longs in the open interest, and let me come on down. Okay, so we're on the 30-minute chart here, and these are the single prints that Darren was mentioning, guys. Now remember, I don't want anyone getting like freaked out looking at this chart. If you don't know what you're looking at, don't worry. It's okay. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Because you guys can actually use this as well. TradingView just came out with a TPO indicator, right? Or I don't know if you would call it an indicator, but if you come to your indicators and you come down to technicals and you click on profiles, you now have a TPO indicator. It is in beta, but I actually don't hate this. It's one of the best TPO indicators that I've actually seen on TradingView. You know, they have some third-party ones, but they're kind of ugly and they don't really they don't work like they should. They're kind of buggy. But I just actually wanted to see here if we got those single prints. We actually didn't. So never mind. I wanted to try to look at this. I mean, I could probably come down to maybe a lower time frame. He got one single print there. I guess you can come down to even lower time frame. Maybe it would print. But yeah, I guess we'll look at it on Exo charts. But here you go, right? Right here you have some single prints between about 26,875 and 26,925. Now this will vary depending on you know, what platform you're looking at or how your settings are set. But there are 6 single prints, right? So if we do wind up getting a move up here, it could be likely that we get a reaction off of this level. And let me try to go down. I typically, when I'm looking at TPO, I will look at the 30-minute time frame. But sometimes if you come down to a lower time frame, you could wind up getting different single prints, but I guess not. But yeah, I would be looking at that as a significant level on the chart to get a reaction off of, guys, because again, you know, untested area on the charts, a lot of times price will come up and tap those levels. And if we do get up and get a move off, a tap on that level, it could be where we wind up getting a rejection back down. Another key level I would be looking at is going to be up here between this blue and this pink line, which is simply the volume point of control and the time point of control. Typically very, very strong levels to look for, especially if you're looking for trades. This can be some pretty saucy levels to look to go short or long off of, obviously, depending on, in this case, it would be looking for a short. But just 2 other levels I would be looking at, and that is coming in, you know, at about 27K, right? So between these single prints and 27K would be some key levels I would be looking for a rejection off of. You know, should we show an example of kind of how, yeah, like if I go into bar replay mode here real quick on Exo charts, you can actually see, let me just increase the speed here. You can actually see what happens, right? So as price shot up, you could see that we have these single TPOs, right? These single boxes, which I'm not going to explain this right now, but these are single prints, right? And at this point, you would expect this is an untested area on the chart. So even if you bing bong around up here, you would eventually expect for price to come back down and test these single print areas. And oftentimes when you come down to them, if you get accepted back into the single prints, oftentimes you will see a quick move through those single prints to fill them before price decides to make another move. And you can see here, not only did we bing bong around up here, but as expected when looking at these single prints, you know you have this area on the chart that's been untested and price is likely to go back down. At this point, you are looking to get accepted back in, and then boom, you get almost this candle basically fills all those single prints instantly, all the way to the bottom, almost to the dollar. And then you can see we formed more single prints right up here, which again is likely what happened. Price went back up to retest it. And you could just see kind of how they behave. So there you go. Just a couple extra key levels on Bitcoin, being that we do have those single prints sitting right there. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on, guys. I believe altcoin votes are in and being counted. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Thank you for that, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you for doing that for us. He's our official altcoin vote counter, and that is an elite position, one of the most elite CandleMafia positions that you can possibly have. But there you go. That's what we're looking for, guys. And yeah, I mean, where is this Fibonacci Golden Pocket 786 retracement? It's between 27K and 27,120, right? So, you know, again, going back to Exo charts, as bar replay mode is still going on here. Let me go ahead and stop the bar replay mode. There we go. But you can see, right, we're on our way to potentially test these single prints. But again, what is up here? Between 27K and this is, I believe, 2785. I can't really see it. Yeah, 2785. Very, very close to that golden pocket. I'll actually pull the golden pocket right here on Exo chart so we can see the confluence in all of its glory, right? So you can see here, your golden pocket is very, very close to this TPOC and VPOC, right? So that's going to be that would be a pretty big level to watch as well, right? So I'm actually going to make this a box, right? Bada boom. So yeah, I would say between 27K and 27.1 is going to be some pretty saucy levels, right? 27K to 27.1. Yeah, this purple box is definitely going to be that level of resistance I'd be looking for if we are going to get that rejection. Let me just go ahead and double check on the super chats, guys, before we jump into the altcoins. Let's see. Shout out to Dave Digital, said, happy birthday, Rob. Emoji question mark. Should we give Rob the Crypto Snob a birthday cake emoji, maybe with his face on it? Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. I think we should. Dave said Frank gave her the deep, sexy eyes. I did. Shout out to Dave Digital. Shout out to Apples Up North. Thank you for gifting those 5 Frankie Candles memberships. You get a membership, and you get a membership, and then 2 other people. Shout out to Apples Up North. Thank you so much for gifting those. Crespo Crypto said, Frankie, thank you for that video after the stream last night. For real, it was fuego and very helpful. If you guys remember, Crespo asked me last night if I can give him insight onto a little scalping strategy, a scalping strategy that I use on Coinalyze, and he's in the premium Discord. So right after the stream, I just hopped in the premium Discord and made a personal video for him. I shared it with everybody, but it was directed towards Crespo. So, dude, I'm super happy that you found that helpful. Hopefully, I explained everything that you were looking for, and we could go over that in depth a little bit more on one of the premium live streams. Not a problem. Dave Digital said, Tyler said the alt counter was equal to janitor. Shout out to Dave Digital. Tyler, how dare you speak down on another mod's job. Shout out to Tyler Durden. Shout out to Dave Digital. I'm just kidding. Rob the Crypto Snob's job is absolutely elite. Rob, don't listen to him. Don't listen to the haters, Rob. Don't listen to the haters. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Suki. Suki, that's like Suki from, isn't that a character in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift? Shout out to you. Said, Frankie for president. Please, don't put that on me. I would never want to be president. I don't want that stress. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you for being here. Darren Dusting says, Frankie, always adding value. Hashtag selfless. Hashtag givers gain. Shout out to Darren Does Things. I appreciate you, bro. Darren's out there in the premium Discord giving some value of his own, and we appreciate you for that, Darren. Thank you, man. And Edgar says, when Cody coin launch? Shout out to Edgar. Is Cody in here? Let's check. Don't tell anybody, guys. We can see who's in the chat. No Cody. Dang. No Cody. No Cody. Shout out to Cody, though. We miss you, Cody. Come back, bro. We love you. Shout out to Morel. What is going on, dude? Shout out to you, man. Says Frankie Candles was a character from HBO's True Blood. Is it because I gave Mrs. Candles the deep, sexy eyes, Morel? Shout out to Morel. I love you, bro. I love you. Thank you for being here, man. I really appreciate you. Let's see. Shout out to Timothy. Says the new setup is fire in full screen. Thank God, because I was getting sick of having an ultra-wide monitor with the settings set to 1080p. It was like I was wasting all this screen real estate, but now we got it back. So shout out to you, man. I'm glad that you're liking it. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Shout out to Captain Kirk in the chat. What is going on, Cap? Thank you for being here. Said, Suki Stackhouse. Shout out to Captain Kirk. I don't know what that means. Did you mean steakhouse or stackhouse? Shout out to Captain Kirk. Let's see. Shout out to Raful. Says, Frankie, I think you should re-upload the juiciest part of the daily live streams, like the Bitcoin analysis as small videos. I believe this will allow us to get more new CandleMafia members. Well, shout out to Raful. Actually, we're going to get, as you guys know, we're kind of ramping things back up. We had obviously speed bumps recently, but we're getting everything back up to speed. So we're going to get more market updates out here coming up very, very soon. We're going to be getting the content back up. We're going to have multiple uploads a day again. And we're just getting everything all set back up. Things transferred back over. We're just getting everything back to normal. But I actually like that idea a lot, Raful. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Tony D, at Tony D, note that down. I think that could be a potentially, that could be a really good idea. Thank you for that, Raful. I appreciate you, man. And if we wind up doing it, you'll know that you started that. So shout out to you, man. All right, guys, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Michael Snelling, Mickey Snelling, not to be confused with Michael Snelling. Shout out to Mickey. What's going on? Good to see you. Says, no, Frankie, Suki was a character in True Blood show. Okay, interesting. Creighton C, thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. He says, she meant steakhouse, great meat, real bloody. Billy and Eric are the best chefs. Shout out to Creighton C. I assume that this has something to do with the True Blood show. I've never seen it. But yeah, Michael Snelling said speed bumps. Michael, yeah, I assume I haven't seen you in a bit. So you might have missed out on some, not missed out, but you might have missed some things. I'm not going to bring it up, but it's okay. Onward. But shout out to Michael Snelling. Good to see you guys here. I appreciate you for tuning in. But guys, let's go ahead and jump into these altcoins. Let's see. I think Rob is still counting up the votes, but we will go ahead and start with Ethereum or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. Look at that wick, guys. Look at that wick. When did this happen? Was this yesterday? Was this today? At 8 a.m., that wick on Ethereum. Very, very interesting. This is on the Bitstamp chart, right up to our POC, and then straight back down, right to jail, straight back down to that value area low. Went up to the POC, right to jail, right away. Now we're back at the value area low. Interesting. This is, what is this? This is, yeah, I mean, where were we yesterday? Yesterday was the 10th at about, yeah, so we're basically sitting at the same spot we were yesterday, on the 10th, which was the 10th, right? Yeah. So we were sitting right down here during the live stream yesterday, and then we got a retracement all the way up into the POC, which I think was the level we were looking at. Was this? There's no way that we predict. For some reason, guys, I get real lucky with the Ethereum calls. I don't want to say it's all luck, but yeah, we were looking at this as a rejection zone, pulling this fib from the high to the low, and we got that wick right up to the POC 786 confluence there, which is literally, you can't even tell that they're so close, you can't even see that they're together. And we just tapped it and then yeeted right back down to the value area low, which is going to be that key level of support that we need to hold if we don't want to see lower prices for Ethereum. Now, if we are going to see some kind of a bounce here, which I do think is somewhat likely here, guys, because if you look here, not only do we have consistent lower lows on our price action into a key level of support, this is the key. Into a key level. You don't just want to long random bull divs, but you know you're at the value area low, and you have momentum coming up, continued multiple drives of bullish divergence with money flow coming up. This is not just a bullish divergence, not just a multiple drive bullish divergence, but you also have money flow in agreement with a potential move back to the upside. So again, I'm not looking for a move to the moon, but the fact that we're at this value area low with bullish divergences forming on not only the 1 hour, but also the 2 hour multiple drives as well. Money flow not looking as good on the 2 hour, but you got a green dot on your 3 hour. 4 hour is looking for a red dot, actually. Not looking as good. But yeah, oftentimes, yeah. Oh, maybe there's a little bit of pain. But I will say, we did get a little bounce off this bullish divergence, but this money flow crossing over into the green on the 1 hour could potentially give you some bing bonging, right? It may be able to give you a little bing bong round up in this range. But overall, looking somewhat similar to Bitcoin, right? Your 6 hour money flow coming out with your VWAP coming down. So once that money flow crosses over into the red decisively, we could see a little bit of a bigger move to the downside. Yeah, that's what I'd be looking for. VWAP coming down, money flow crossing over into the red. Not looking the best. I will say the higher time frame money flow still doesn't look bad. You got the 12-hour green dot. I think you probably consolidate a bit here, guys. Consolidate, maybe some short-term upside, but again, I don't want to try to call the direct moves because when things look like this, we could get a short-term move up, but then yeet back down. I would look for some potential consolidation here. But again, taking a look at the daily, VWAP coming up. This actually looks pretty different than Bitcoin, right? You come up to the daily for Bitcoin, much different, right? It looks much different. But we got the key levels, right? That's really the important thing. So just going to be continuing to look at this volume profile. Not getting super, super bearish at the low here. I'm looking for some consolidation, potential pump back to the upside. But if you start losing this value area low, that's kind of where I would start getting a little bit concerned. And if we wind up losing that value area low, let's go ahead and find some lower prices for Ethereum. Although, yeah, let's see from the low to the high. Yeah, so 786 is sitting right down here. We actually already got the 786 test. Yeah, I would be a little concerned. If we start breaking that level. Let's find some other let's find some panic levels for Ethereum here. So if we wind up getting a big move, guys, golden pocket sitting at about 1480. That's going to be somewhat of a level to look at. That would kind of be the next major level of support I would look for. So I'm actually going to put this on the chart. Between about, I would say, between about 1480 and 1442. Going to be that next key level. So if you do wind up losing, that is probably going to be the next likely spot for XRP, for Ethereum, to go. So keep an eye on those levels. But overall, I would look for some potential retracements to the upside or just bing-bonging around. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on, guys. There is Ethereum, or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. I do believe we do have the altcoins in for the night. Taking a look at AVAX next. Haven't taken a look at AVAX in a while. Go ahead and I'm going to pop this Aztec Cactus Moss Water. It's already popped, actually, guys. I'm on one right now. I'm feeling good. Bitcoin dumping. It's very rare when Bitcoin dumps that I don't feel good because I'm usually in a short like we are right now with the premium Discord. All right, let's see here. Binance, AVAX, Tether US. Let's check it. What does POC mean? Purchase order confirmation, proof of concept. Alexander, yo, shout out to you. POC stands for point of control, which is simply just the area where the most volume was transacted. And if you're new here, please take notes because we're gonna be talking about the POC very, very often. It's some people call it our crystal ball. It's how we predict where price is gonna go. Shout out to Cryptic Sniper, said POC. Some people like to say POC. In which case, Cryptic Sniper's message would read, POC, 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 which is fun to say, POC. POC, Prince of Candles, shout out to Ian. Ian? Shout out to you, man. I like that. Prince of Candles. They call me Frankie, the Prince of all candelabras. But yeah, speaking of candles, guys, I'm feeling good today. We're going to pop up. We're going to pop off with some candles here, some legitimate candles. Is my candle dusty? Oh, God, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, God, I could already see chat going nuts. Dave, behave yourself. Just because I said that my candle was dusty doesn't mean that you could just go wild and chat. Okay, this is not good, guys. Okay, all right, the lighter's on fire, guys. Okay, this is not good, guys. Don't get an electric lighter. This is not good. Okay, stop, please. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Well, guys, no candle today. Melted. This is not good, guys. Is this probably shouldn't breathe this in. Guys, guys, this might be the last live stream. If this lighter spontaneously combusts, what is up with this thing? Okay, I think I fixed it. Bear with me, guys. We got to get the candles going. There we go. All right, candles are lit. The candle gods are now happy with me again. Hopefully this thing stops smoking. Okay. Anyway, guys, we should keep a fire extinguisher in this office or this studio. Okay. All right, guys, let's continue on. Shout out to Dave Digital. Said it's okay, Frankie. It happens to everybody. Shout out to Dave Digital. Shout out to you, bro. Just don't tell anybody. Tony D, thank you for the super chat, bro. Said poll results in 54% want the SFP video, 46% want XRP. So I'll tell you what, guys. We'll do the SFP video this week, and then we'll do the XRP video the week after. Shout out to Daddy Zach. Said don't burn down that studio, please. Shout out to Daddy Zach. We got to keep bringing you guys the sauce. I can't burn down the studio. So yeah, I'm actually... it's not smoking anymore. Thank God. That was scary. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Saturday sauce? Should we do 2 uploads? Saturday sauce and Sunday sauce? I don't know. I am feeling a bit feisty today. Maybe we'll do 2. I'm not going to promise it, but we'll see how we feel. Maybe we'll do 2. We'll have to see. The sauce is so hot it started a fire. Mickey Snellen, let's go. Sauce is too spicy. But let's check out AVAX or AVOX, as some people like to call it. Let's go ahead and check this out, guys. Like I need this. Okay. Continuing on here. All right. I don't know what we were looking at last time. We were... yeah. Shout out to Hannah King. Said POC stands for Princess of Candles. Okay, fine. Hannah King. POC, is for you. POC stands for Princess of Candles. Shout out to Hannah King. You're on fire tonight. Shout out to Danielson. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. I'm on one. We're dumping. You know what it is? Bitcoin did something, guys. Bitcoin didn't move. Bitcoin moved more than 0.5%. So I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie. All right. So let's continue on and take a look at AVAX here. Now I will say this. Let's take a look at the weekly. VWAP on the weekly is on the way to the downside, guys. So you know. It's going to take some time for this to develop, but once we get that red dot on the weekly, likely going to give us a bigger move to the downside. Taking a look at the 6-day, VWAP rolling over as well. Coming on down to the 2-day, red dot printing, not quite a blood diamond, but we do have that red dot printing, right? So I would say these higher time frames are calling for some more potential downside coming up in the medium term. Money flow is a little bit neutral on these altcoins right now. I will say it's just kind of flat. So what this can potentially result in is either you're going to get these red dots on the higher time frames and you're going to get absolute nukes to the floor, or you're just going to kind of get the red dots and it's going to kind of present itself in somewhat of a consolidation, right? We're just going to kind of bing bong around a little bit before potentially continuing to the upside. But again, 2-day red dot is going to be a little bit more bearish in my opinion, and kind of what I would look for here, guys, for a potential entry into some longer term DCA bags is going to be a potential bullish divergence on some of these higher time frames. This does not come around that often, right? Last time we had some bullish divergences on the higher time frames was essentially right here. Lower lows, higher lows. What is a bullish divergence? For anybody who does not know, simply when you have price coming down and momentum coming up, right? So if you have price coming down and you have momentum entering back into the asset, especially if money flow is coming back up, price is going down, but momentum is coming up, right? That doesn't really make sense. Why is the price going down if more momentum is coming in and more money is entering the asset? It makes no sense. And that is what warrants these corrections to the upside, right? And what happened the last time we got a daily bull div? Boom. We wound up getting this move, and this was a move of about 38%, a significant move to the upside. So, once you start printing these on the higher time frames, and I'll be honest with you guys, come and looking at the 3-day, something like this, we could set up, if we do break these lows, if we crack these lows down here that we currently have, we could put in somewhat of a bullish divergence on these higher time frames. And the reason I'm kind of stressing this is because if you get a bull div on something like the if you get a lower low on your price action and you see your momentum wave kind of set up like that, where momentum is continuing up, but your price action is continuing down, a 3-day bull div is nothing to mess around with. And it could be a significantly good place to enter into the altcoins, right? If you see something like this happen, chances are you're going to get some kind of a reaction to the upside. So not only could it be a potential good dip buy, but it could also be a good signal to potentially, it could be a potential signal to just get into a short-term trade or long-term DCA, right? Because again, we looked at this the other day. Even if the altcoins bleed out a little bit more, you have to understand, guys, we are right now on almost all of the altcoins. Most of the altcoins are down. This is down 93%. AVAX is down 93%. This is a good project. I like AVAX. But even if we continue to bleed out, in my opinion, this is not a horrible place to start DCAing in, right? Now, I've been DCAing in, not AVAX, but, for a lot of the altcoins, I've been DCAing in around these prices. And if we dip, I will simply DCA more. You got to wind up buying at some point. The trick is to not just dump all your money in at one time. You want to DCA in because, again, you could buy here like this is 93% down. This is a 93% discount on a very good project, right? So if you bought in here, it's not going to be a bad entry. Even if you come down a little bit, buy a little bit more cheaper. It's not a big deal. But what you don't want to happen is you don't want a big pump to happen, and then you're like, oh my God, I missed the bottom, and then you start buying on your way up, right? So you just don't want to wind up falling into that trap. But I would watch out for some of these bullish divergences on the higher time frames. And I mean, you could even, I don't know if you're going to break these lows, but like even on the daily, if you break those lows, you could put in another drive of bullish divergence potentially. And again, not only would you have a bull div here, but also money flow continuing to the upside. So just some things to keep an eye on, right? 16-hour money flow back in the green, VWAP curving back up, not too bad. 8-hour VWAP cruising back to the upside. Money flow kind of flat. Take a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, yellow X printing on the 4-hour. So although the money flow doesn't look horrible on the 12 and 16 hour, I would be careful, right? Because this 4-hour yellow X, you do not really want to fight these yellow X's, guys. I will not long against the yellow X, right? We have a bull div here, right? A slight bullish divergence, but because money flow is crossing over into the red and we have this yellow X, I would sit out of any long positions for now on AVAX. But that's just me personally, right? I could be wrong, but oftentimes these come in twos, right? The first yellow X will bring you down, second yellow X will bring you down a little bit more, and then usually when you get that third, that fourth, usually indicates seller exhaustion, right? And this is a perfect example, right? One yellow X, you kind of consolidate, but it gives you the dump. Second yellow X gives you a little local dump. You come lower, and then that third and that, by the time that third and that fourth yellow X wind up printing, look what was happening. You were starting to bottom out, right? And then we reverse back to the upside. So oftentimes you'll see yellow X's play out like that. Usually the first two will give you the biggest moves. This is actually kind of got a lot of yellow X's here, so it's kind of hard to gauge that. But just keeping an eye out here for this yellow X, fresh red dot printing. This is going to confirm in about 1 hour, 1 minute, and 47 seconds. And, if it confirms, I would expect some more downside. Again, if we break those lows, I would look for those bull divs on the higher time frame. So based off the 4-hour money flow, 2-hour money flow, double yellow X's here, could have some more downside ahead, guys. Could have some more downside ahead. Again, you have the bull div here, but I would not be trading against these yellow X's in my own personal strategy. So, money flow is definitely calling for more downside here. We break these lows, looking for the higher time frame bull divs to potentially buy in or maybe catch a little scalp trade. Shout out to Cryptic Sniper, said so well explained. Thank you. Shout out to Cryptic Sniper. No problem, bro. You don't gotta thank me. I love being here. This is my favorite thing to do. Trading those yellow X's is a cheat code. Yeah, you could just backtest. Even the blood diamonds. Like, when you start seeing these yellow X's pop up, oftentimes there's much more downside ahead, right? You could literally go back and test these, whoops. You could go back and test these, like, you just go to bar replay mode, right? Bada boom. As soon as those yellow X's pop up, oftentimes, yellow X, right? And obviously this is the 4-hour, so you see that yellow X flash in there for a while, big dump, and then remembering they come in twos, right? And then there's the second one, right? Is it going to give you more downside? It did, right? Obviously, you got a little retracement, right? And this is why I like to tell you guys not to get overly emotional, right? Because if we were talking about this yellow X as a bearish signal, right, and then you get this move up, all the bears are like, what happened? I thought the yellow X was going to dump us. It's like, have patience, young one. Have patience, right? What happened? You even came up a little higher, but what happened after that? Absolute nuke, right? Sometimes they act as early warning signs, right? Just remember that. And then you come down further, you get another yellow X. We may get another one. That'll dump you down a little bit more. But at this point, let's see if we get another yellow X. We may not. But usually the first two are the ones I take the most seriously. And then, I would consider that played out, right? First one dumps you. Second one dumps you. Third one give you a nice little move. But at that point, you start kind of bing-bonging around. But again, third, fourth, fifth, sometimes a sixth one could indicate seller exhaustion, right? And then the blood diamonds too on Market Cypher. The blood diamonds are pretty savage here, guys. They are very reliable. You don't want to trade just based off of them, but let me give a quick some live sauce here, guys. Let's come down to something like the 2-hour, right? You don't want to trade a blood diamond or a yellow X alone. But let me show you when a blood diamond or yellow X, like how you should really be using them, right? So let's say we're looking at this area of a consolidation, right? So let me go ahead and we'll go into bar replay mode right here. This is the educational part of the stream here, guys. But let's say that we are looking at this area of price action. We're looking at it in terms of ranges, as we always do. And we're looking at this as a, we'll come down to, let's come down to, say, the 30-minute, right? And we're looking at this area of consolidation, and we're like, hey, we went from the low to the high to the low to the high to the low to the high. We're trading the volume profiles as we typically do. And even if you come down to a lower time frame like the 12-minute, we could be looking for some potential short positions. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole trade here, but let's just say we're overvalued. We're outside of our value area. We're expecting price to potentially get a move back down into the fair value, right? Now, obviously, we would be looking for things. We'd be looking for bearish confirmations. You can see here we are getting a a 5-minute bearish divergence. So I'm not going to go through like exactly how I would trade this, but let's just say you get your confirmations and, you're just above the value area. You're looking to ride back into it. And let's say you get into a short position. Now, I don't know exactly how this is going to wind up playing out, but just bear with me for the sake of the example. Now, I would be looking to take this down all the way back down to the value area low potentially, and I kind of want to come up to the 2-hour here, right? So let's say we went down to the 5-minute. We found our entry based off a bull div, right? Our bear div, right? Again, I'm not saying this was a good setup or anything. It's just an example of how to use the blood diamonds, right? And how you're supposed to use them, not just using them to blindly short the market. You found your lower time frame entry. We're going to enter a short here, and you're looking at your 2-hour, and you're saying to yourself, well, hey, we have confirmed bearish divergences on the 2-hour here, right? Higher highs on our price action, lower highs on our momentum waves, and you could see we could potentially put in another drive of bearish divergence here. So I would probably take that into consideration when placing my stop loss. But let's just go ahead and move time forward here. And what happened? We did put in another drive of bearish divergence, right? So, again, I would have taken this into account, but let's just say you entered the short here, right? And you're potentially looking to get back down to the value area low. And again, I don't know if this is going to play out, but just bear with me. So let's say, okay, all right, I played out quickly. But now we're looking here, and you're sitting here, you're saying to yourself, all right, TP1, you could have TP1 at the value area high, but the POC, we know it's likely to get a reaction off here. We're taking a little bit more profit. Again, expecting to come down to the value area low. And then boom, all right, you wound up playing out to the value area low pretty quickly. Shout out to the volume profiles. But let's say are we gonna continue to see this play out, right? Maybe you're looking at the 1-hour money flow and you're saying, hey, money flow's coming out on the 1-hour. Is this gonna continue down? Should I hold this short or should I close it out in full? And money flow coming out on the 1-hour. Maybe you want to hold it a little longer. Maybe you're gonna hold it down to revisit these highs potentially from back here, and you're holding it, right? Holding it, right? And now you're getting the blood diamond, right? So at this point, once you get this blood diamond, maybe you're thinking to yourself, hey, I'm gonna hold this, right? I'm gonna hold this for maybe some more gains, right? And what happens? You wind up coming down even more. Right? So this is one way you can use a blood diamond. It's not that when a blood diamond pops up, you're looking to just instantly short. Now, if you did that in this case, would you have made money? Yes. But more often than not, you're going to get wrecked by doing that. So just make sure that you're trading the correct way. So this is how I use the blood diamonds. I would use this as a signal to hold the short even longer. So not too short based off the blood diamond, but using it as kind of a confluence or a confirmation to either to hold a trade, to hold a short position longer, or potentially close out a long position, right? If I were in a long position, say, let's go ahead and say that I was looking for a long, right? Let me unextend this to the right real quick. Bada boom, bada bing, right? So let's say we were looking for a long down here, right? And this is the sauce. Make sure you got your uncooked spaghetti and your marinade or your marinara sauce for those non-Italians, and dip your uncooked spaghetti in that marinara or marinade, and take your notes, guys, because this is the sauce. But let's say, right, we're looking at this volume profile, but totally different example. Let's say we're looking for a long at the bottom of the range, right? We've come down to the POC, or we've come down to the value area low. Let's come down to a lower time frame, right? Let's say we get a move down to the value area low. And just for the sake of this example, guys, let's ignore the yellow X. Let's ignore all the confirmations that we would not listen. I wouldn't long against this yellow X. But let's just say you got into a long position. Just in general, you're looking to long the value area low for whatever reason, and you're looking to get a move to the value area high. Now, the way you can use this, let's say you get the move up, right? Starting to get a little bit of a move, and then you come back up to your 2-hour, right? And you're like, okay, my long is doing good. My long is doing good. Okay, still doing good on the long. Okay, technically we hit that TP, but you got the move up there. Should I hold this long position? Well, let's see. Okay, it's still playing out. I'm still holding it, right? No reason to really close it. Right? Holding it, still holding it. Okay, now we have the blood diamond, right? The blood diamond's flashing. This may be a sign to take the profits and run, right? Because if that blood diamond confirms, likely we're going to get more downside, right? And then look at that. You wound up staying out of, you wound up avoiding getting absolutely destroyed on that long. Now, obviously, there's much more nuance to that, right? You got to take profits at certain levels, et cetera, et cetera. But just in general, I want to make sure I'm clear about that. You're not trading based off the blood diamonds. You're using them in accordance or cooperation with other things, right? So not only did you have the blood diamond, you had money flow coming out, etc. But that's how I use the blood diamond. Super, super useful. But don't mistake them for buy or sell signals, because that's not what they are. All right, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. If I taught you something there, smash that like button. We're going for 550 likes on tonight's live stream. We're spinning that wheel 15 times. If we get there, which is going to wind up with me giving you guys basically all my money. So let's go ahead and continue on here. Jumping on to our next altcoin, which is going to be Quant. Let's go ahead and check it out. Taking a look at the 4 hour. Let's go ahead and I don't think this is recent. I don't believe. It doesn't look recent, so let's go ahead and clear. Let's see. I think we've looked at Quant recently. Let me check the. Maybe not. Maybe not. Definitely not the Coinbase chart. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess we were looking at it back here. But there you go. I guess low volume gap is still definitely there. We didn't get accepted back into it, but it acted as some pretty strong resistance. But these levels actually remain the same. These, other than maybe this fib level. Yeah. But yeah, here we go. Actually, we'll start. Do we start new? Yeah, we'll start fresh here. I'll get rid of these levels. But let's come up to the daily time frame and let's see what we got going on. Yeah, I mean, these dailies could be setting up for a bull div on Quant. Momentum continuing to the upside. Price action on the way down, right? Consistent lower lows, like even locally, right? Higher lows, lower lows. Price is coming down. Momentum's coming up. Money flow not looking great. I'd love to see money flow come up a little bit more here for Quant, but if we wind up printing a green dot here, that could be the confirmation of that daily bull div, which could easily give us another move to the upside. And kind of the key levels of local resistance I would be looking at here on Quant. Let me fix this fib. Bada boom. This would be a new level that I would be looking at for a bounce or a rejection. I'm sorry. Excuse me. There we go, right? So, yeah. Looking for that bull div, right? VWAP starting to roll over on the daily. Two-day red dot printing. Now, guys, I'll be honest. I'm not expecting, 2-day yellow X. I would be careful. In my opinion, you're probably not going to print this daily bull div. With the fresh 2-day red dot, and the yellow X, right? With your 3-day looking to come down and print this red dot as well. I would be a little bit careful with the potential moves to the upside. Especially even if you have that daily bull div. I don't know if it's likely to print because that 2-day yellow X is probably going to be likely to give us a little bit more downside. But we'll have to see. You still have a bit of time to confirm this, right? This yellow X here is going to confirm in 49 minutes, right? So we could still unprint it. It could disappear, but that daily bull div print's likely going to get a bounce, but I would just be careful. A lot of yellow X's around. I'd be careful with the longs right now. Same thing on your 16-hour multiple drives of bullish divergence, but yellow X's also could potentially step on that. 8-hour green dot is printing. Money flow generally coming to the upside. This actually doesn't look too bad in the short term. So 8-hour actually looking not too horrible. 5-hour, I'm sorry. Money flow doesn't look great here. Like even on your 4-hour, I would look for consolidation. You're probably in for some more gross price action. Short term, 2 hour, I would look for some more consolidation. But overall, sticking to the higher time frames, guys, I wouldn't be looking for any significant moves up on Quant until this green dot prints on the daily. And, the fact that this is a bull div, if this is a bull div, I would I would be careful, right? Because even if the green dot prints, I wouldn't really take it to heart unless it is a bullish divergence. So short term, maybe you get a little bit of a bounce, but I wouldn't be looking for any big moves up coming up here. With this yellow X and red dot printed on the 2-day, I would not be going against that. But if you do get a move up, when you get a move up, eventually, if it happens locally, this is probably going to be a level I'd be interested in. It is the golden pocket retracement. From this high all the way to the low, and we have not tested it yet. So if we get that move up, these are the levels I would be looking for some resistance at, right? So key levels on Quant, I'll just give them to you guys. 91.24, 89.87, going to be your key level of resistance. Once you crack past that, you can get a second attempt. Now, I'm not expecting this to necessarily happen anytime soon, but once you get up above this level, you could attack this very, very, very key level. This is a key level on purpose, right? This is not just me saying, hey, we got rejected from here a lot, so it's this is a key level. No, this is the key level because it enters us into a low volume gap, which is going to give us very, very, very little resistance on our way up to the next level of our next key level of resistance, which would be the value area low of this macro volume profile, right? Which is pretty far away, right? So I'm not expecting this anytime soon, but that's what I would be expecting on Quant. So be very careful with the longs, but if you do get a move up past this level, this is really, really the level you got to break to see a quick move. And if we do break into this white box, likely going to see it to be a fast move. Why? Because we have that big volume gap sitting right here. If for anybody new who's watching who does not know, when you have these volume gaps on the chart, oftentimes you get quick moves to the upside or downside. But when you get a quick move down and then you revisit that level, once you crack that into that low volume gap, oftentimes you will see a quick move up as well. And you can see, right? You enter the low volume gap, bing bong, quick move, back into the low volume gap, bing bong, quick move, and you can take this to the bank. If you break back into that level, chances are you're going to get another bing bong right to the upside. So there you go, guys. That's the sauce on Quant. I would recommend, if you guys are interested, screenshot that chart. But there you go, guys. That is what we're looking at on Quant. Just here to hit the like button. Have to watch later. Shout out to Crypto Crabman. Hey, Crabman. You may have been winning over the past couple of months in this crab market, but Bitcoin dumped, and the Bears are back, baby. The Bears are back. Shout out to Crypto Crabman. We'll see you next time, bro. Thank you for stopping in to smash that like button, guys. We're at 400 and something likes. Can we get to 550? I think we can. I'm like Thomas the Tank Engine, guys. We can hit 550. We could do it. I know we can. Let's get it. All right, let's see here. It's the easiest and most free way to help support the Candle Mafia and your boy, Frankie Candles, and help us push this content out to even more legendary Mafia members. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. What do we got next? We got Link. Let's check out Link. Well. Zooming out. Link. Let me just go ahead and hide our volume profile here. Link, guys. Link. Shout out to the volume profiles, guys. Unbelievable. You can't make it up. I took a bet on Link. Not based off TA, just based off the fact that this Link is respecting this range so well, I don't think it will ever break. I think Link is stuck between about $9.26 and about $4 or $5 for eternity, guys. And we were talking about not only do we have the volume profile here, but, just chances of getting a rejection here because we've seen the rejection so many times. Just based off statistics, is going to be more likely to get that move to the downside. But, on top of that, guys, obviously we had reasons. Let me spawn this level. Oh, I went way too far back. But you can see here, not only were we outside the volume profile, but we also had some significant signals that we could potentially. I'm going to have to respawn this level again. Come on. There we go. But there you go, right? Come on, there we go. So not only were we outside of the value area, guys, but we were getting some signals. And remember, when you're above that value area high, this is an overpriced value for the asset. If you know the price has been wiggling around between this range for so long, right? The fair value has been between $6 and $7.72 for so long. Once you're up at $8, you're thinking, hey, this thing is not normally selling for $8. It's usually back down here. So let me go ahead and short from up here and ride it back down into the fair value. And once you get above that value area high, that's what you're thinking, theory-wise. But you can see here, you also had higher highs on your price action with those lower highs on your momentum waves, giving you those bearish divergences on top of money flow coming out, right? Pretty clear that we were going to get a move to the downside. And then once you get a move back below that value area high and you cannot get back above it, that's where you're looking to go where? Shout out to Creighton C. Shout out to Creighton C. Once you can't get back above that value area high, where is the next likely place for price to go? Let me know in the chat, Creighton C. Before I tell everybody where we go, you got to let them know when you can't get above the value area high, where is that next likely place for price to go? POC, POC. Right, and where do we go, guys? Right to the POC, which is literally where we are sitting right now. And you can't make it up, guys. You cannot make it up. Mrs. Candles popping in. What happened? Oh, Mrs. Candles, she's like, I'm just ready for you to be done. I'm just waiting for you to eat food. Shout out to Mrs. Candles for being a trooper. But, guys, this is why I preach this stuff so heavily, because I cannot think of a more I can't think of a more valuable thing to teach people other than harping on the volume profiles, because it's so reliable, right? And we come up into the higher time frames, and again, it's not as easy as just I've been using this forever, right? So I'm very familiar with how they behave, but looking at the daily, guys, spawning the level. Like, what happened? We always talk about this as well. Once you get back below the value area high, if you can't get back above and you get a confirmation of a blood diamond or a yellow X at resistance on the bearish retest, that is oftentimes where you wind up getting the move down. Now, where is Link likely to go from here? Well, we went from the value area high to the POC, and we're getting a bounce off the POC, which is honestly to be expected. Green dot confirmed on the 10-hour. Money flow actually coming back up here. Not looking too bad. 12-hour. Green dot printing, 16-hour green dot printing as well. And then your daily is looking for a green dot coming up here pretty soon. But your money flow is telling a different story. So what I would be looking for here, guys, is if we wind up coming back down, spawn the level real quick. If we want, maybe we get a little bounce here, right? Just based off of market cipher B. Actually, money flow kind of picking back up here. But if we can't get back above the value area high, guys, I would eventually look to lose the POC, and then the next stop after that is likely going to be this value area low. Once again, sitting at a $6.11. Now, also on top of that, we also do have our golden pocket sitting down there, right? So we got the move up. Actually, let me find the local golden pocket. I would actually look for this, potentially, right? Because, yeah, I would look at this golden pocket right here. So if we wind up losing this POC, next key level I would be looking at would be this golden pocket right here. Bada boom, bada bing. Turn it blue for support. Boom. Right? So once we lose that POC, I will be looking down to the golden pocket, 786 retracement, which now your 786 is in pretty close confluence with your value area low right there. So these are going to be the two key levels I'm looking at if we lose this. Three key levels for Link, guys. POC sitting at $7.18. Next, I would be looking at your golden pocket between $6.79 and $6.67. And then if you lose that, I would be looking down to your 786 value area low, sitting at about between 632 and 605. And remember, if you're looking at the volume profiles, we are expecting to eventually make our way down to at least the 786, if not that value area low. But you got to be careful for a little bit of turbulence at your golden pocket and your 786, because we know these are likely places to get bounces. But again, based off money flow right now, I mean, I'll be honest, on Link, the money flow is kind of popping back up here, but generally it's trending down. So if this money flow winds up coming up, putting in a lower high, and it's continuing out, that is letting us know that the downtrend will likely continue, right? Which would look something like that. So there you go. There is Link. Pull your fib and wave it around. Okay. I'm kidding, guys. My fib is in the closet. I'm kidding. Mrs. Candles is actually in the closet. Anyway, that is, yeah, I didn't mean that. But anyway, God. All right, let's continue on here, guys. Taking a look at Ada or Cardanzo, as James Kramer would call it. Let's go ahead and check it. Take a look at the daily. Bada boom, bada bing. There we go. All right. VWAP on the daily rolling back to the upside. And here's the thing. Where's the golden? Where's our retracement levels here? From the high to the low. Yeah, we got the 786 retracement. Here's the thing. I'll give a bullish case here, right? Because most things are kind of looking a little bit bearish in the longer term, right? Like the 3-day red dot printing is not great. 2-day red dot confirmed, not great. But looking at the 16-hour, honestly, on a decent amount of the alts, 16-hour, 12-hour, like green dots looking to print. And, I mean, money flow actually isn't looking too bad here as well. But here's the thing. Look at the daily. You got the bull div, right? Lower lows, higher lows, right? And that could be a significant bottom here. And if we pull up Lux Algo real quick, what do we talk about? I actually talked about this little strategy recently. And you could see, right, on the daily, actually, Lux Algo calls it out for you. Higher lows, lower lows, actually calling it from all the way back here. Multiple drives of bullish divergence pointed out by the matrix oscillator here. But not only did you get the bull divs, which could potentially indicate that a strong bottom was made. When you get a daily bull div like this, it could indicate a strong bottom. On top of that, we have had a bullish change of character. And what do we do when you get that bullish change of character? Once you get that bullish change of character, how do we know there's a bullish change of character here? Because not only does it tell you right here, but also our candles turned blue, right, or greenish. And then once that happens, a lot of times what I like to do with Lux Algo is once you get that change of character, it is you can start to potentially look for longs. And, you know, oftentimes the blue smart trail here will act as support, especially when it comes in confluence with a golden pocket 786 retracement. You guys, if you watch the live streams, this will sound familiar to you. But, you know, oftentimes this is, you know, safe to look for longs if you can get other confirmations. And we came down for the golden pocket 786 retest. If we're starting to get all these other, the 16-hour, the 12-hour, to start to roll to the upside, even on Market Cipher, right? We're getting the green dots looking to print here. Money flow starting to come up. We could get a bounce here. So, again, longer time frames like the 3-day, fresh red dot, not looking great. But again, you know, looking at that Lux Algo, you know, the Lux Algo candle colors changing. On top of that, smart trail turning blue, on top of the 786 retracement, on top of the VWAPs coming up on Market Cipher, could get a local move to the upside for Cardano. But I would be very careful, especially if Bitcoin is going to continue to the downside, because you could bet your bottom dollar if Bitcoin dumps, the alts are going to follow. So, with that being said, I would be careful here of some kind of a bounce to the upside with the VWAP, money flow, and everything we just looked at on Lux Algo, looking for a potential bounce to come in here. But I would be very, very, very careful. Now, from a volume perspective, you know, pulling the volume profile, it would be in somewhat of agreement here with our volume profile. We're deviating below that volume profile. I would potentially look for a bounce back into the fair value. So, this is what I would look for on Cardano, guys. Quick and simple. Value area high to the golden pocket. Resistance between 26 cents at 0.2661 and 0.2597. If we get a bounce here, I would look for a potential move into these levels before potentially getting another rejection. So we're just simply within our volume profile. We deviated from the high, came to the POC, lost the POC, went to the low, back to the POC, back to the low, back to the high, back to the low. Could we go back to the high? That's what I would be looking for. Potential move. And then coming down to some of the lower time frames, green dots printing everywhere, could give us a little bit of a bounce. That's what I would look for on Cardano. Those are the key levels. POC also going to be a key level of resistance. We could reject that pretty heavy. We could come down and break lower if we reject that POC hard at 0.2552. So there you go. There is Cardano. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for that $5 super chat. I appreciate you, bro. He said, bro, we love you. Love the TA, but Mrs. Candles needs her salad and nuggets. Let's wrap it up. 7 minutes. You got 5 spins to do. Shout out to Creighton C. Let's check the likes real quick. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for that super chat. And I love that you know that Mrs. Candles loves her chicken nuggets and her small Greek salads. Guys, 100 more likes. We have 386 people in here right now. If we could get 100 more likes, we need 100 out of you guys to smash that like button and get us to 550 likes. I think we can do it. If we can't do it tonight, we may never be able to. Tonight's the night. Mrs. Candle said, don't say that. Don't give up. We always can. That's what Mrs. Candle said. Mrs. Candle, we'll get you on camera soon. Girls need nuggies. Shout out to Crimson's girlfriend. Let's see. 600 likes, and I crash your stream next week and blast you with confetti. Shout out to Tony D. I have a feeling confetti. Yeah, Mrs. Candle. Yeah. The cleaning ladies are not going to like that. But shout out to Tony D. Yeah, if you want Tony D, the confetti cannons scare the heck out of me, guys. They just blast them off in here, and I freak out. But let's see. I've already liked 10 times. Shout out to SA. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. Smash that like button, guys. I know we can do it. You know what? What if I just start giving away cash? I will Venmo any random CandleMafia member $100 personally. I will just send you $100. But personally, it's not coming out of Frank account. It's coming out of my personal bank account. I'll just send you $100. If we get 550 likes, I will add a personal Venmo. Actually, maybe we'll just send crypto. I feel like it makes more sense. But I will give away $100 in XRP. If we get 550 likes on tonight's live stream, I will give away $100 in XRP to somebody in the CandleMafia on Friday's giveaways. Let's do it. No, Mrs. Candles, my XRP is your XRP. You have way more than $100 of XRP. No, Mrs. Candles, you're exiled from the giveaways. Hey, you won the giveaway, the greatest giveaway of all.
No, I get you in my life.
Yeah, that's right. You got me in your life. Let's go. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. 100x on that like button. Okay, Mrs. Candles just gave me the sexy eyes. Oh, she liked it. Mrs. Candles liked it. All right, let's continue on, guys. Let's take a look at our last altcoin for tonight, which is going to be not Tatum, but Atom, and that is ATOM, not ADOM. Thanks, Mrs. Candles. She said I'm funny. All right, let's see. Panic, Tony D. Panics to find out how to rig giveaways to win the XRP. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mrs. Candles is panicking, I guess. Let's see. Someone's getting, shout out to Creighton C, said someone's getting some tonight, and I think he's talking about XRP. Yeah, maybe, should we get 550 likes on tonight's live stream, guys? I will send the XRP. I'll pick a random winner tonight. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Depends on how we feel at the end of the stream. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Get a room, you two. Shout out to Dave Digital. You guys are too much. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got going on Atom, guys. Same thing. Right, the one thing I would be cautious of, right? Things don't really look that bullish right now, guys. I'll be honest with you, especially on Bitcoin. But here's the thing: we've got bullish divergences, right, on the daily. When you see again bull divs like this on time frames like the daily, where momentum is coming up, price action's coming down. You got that bullish divergence forming with your money flow coming up. Now, locally, your money flow is coming back out, which is not the best. But this could have marked a significant bottom. And again, if you pull up that Lux Algo indicator, guys, now these are, if you pull up your Lux Algo indicator, chances are it probably doesn't look like this. But oftentimes, again, especially when you have these bull divs marked out right here, right? Bull divs, money flow not only coming up on Market Cypher, but also Lux Algo. The money flow is different on Lux Algo and Market Cypher, but money flow coming up on both of them. Generally, with the bull divs, again, bullish change of character. What are you looking for at this point? You're looking to bing bong a little bit as your blue candles are forming. You wait for the retracement, and this is where you would look for the long, right? Now, I know your candles did change colors a little bit, right? Right here, right? You got that bearish change of character. However, this does sometimes happen. You get a little blink into purple candles, but then you wind up getting the move back up. I'm not saying that's guaranteed to happen, but, you know, again, you have your smart trail down here, which acts as a dynamic level of support, right? Or resistance, depending on if it's blue or purple. But oftentimes when that smart trail is in accordance or agreement with your golden pocket 786 retracement, this can be an area to look for longs at. So, you know, if you come down to something like the 4 hour, you got a bull div here, right? You got the lower lows on price action. You got your higher lows on your matrix waves right here, right? I forget the actual name, what they call these. Hyperwave, right? So you have your hyperwave right here, putting in those higher lows with the lower lows into your 786. You could get a bounce here, right? However, you do want to be a little bit careful, right? I mean, actually, yeah, 12 hour looking for the green dot. Your 8 hours printing a green dot. No bull divs here on your 8-hour, unfortunately, on Market Cipher. But you could get a local bounce here. I just wouldn't expect anything crazy to come out. But again, those bull divs on the daily here, I just don't know how likely it is that you break those lows. Not possible. But again, you're at that 786. Chances are you're probably going to get some kind of a bounce off of this, especially with the green dots that are starting to print on, even the 10-hour green dot. Chances are you're going to get some kind of reaction to the upside here. So there you go. There is Adam. And if I can give you guys some key levels, I'll give you these, right? Pull the volume. Yeah. I mean, not only that, like you're getting those bull divs into a 786 as you're below the volume profile. The only thing I will say, 8-hour green dot printing, 30-minute money flow looking to cross over into the green. You could potentially get a bounce here. Now, again, I'm not like bullish for a big move, but you're below your volume profile. You're getting some bull divs. You hit your 786. You could get a move into your value area low. And if you do get a move into that area, which is at $6.85, you could look for a flip of this to support before getting a move, potentially into your POC of the range, coming in at about $7.12. But you have a lot of work to do. You got to get above that value area high. Value area low at $6.86. Probably going to give you some strong resistance there. But remember, 30-minute money flow crossover with that 8-hour green dot. When you have these happening at the same time, oftentimes it can give you a pretty decent move to the upside, right? So, but again, I'm not expecting it to moon you. I'm not trying to send you to the moon. I don't know how Adam could moon you. I don't think it has a rear end. Potentially could get you a move closer to that golden pocket 786, closer to that POC. If you do get a big move up, those are the levels that I would be looking at. Shout out to Daddy Zach. Thank you for that. Thank you for that super chat. He says, check out Unfi. I never know how to say this. Unfi, Unify. I want to say Unify, but there's only one I. But anyway, let's take a look real quick. And that will be the last. That will be the last altcoin that we take a look at. Let's see. Take a look at the daily or the 2-day. Green dot on the 2-day for Unfi. Daily money flow is coming to the downside, right? So 2-week red dot looking to print. Oh, actually, that looks kind of bearish in the long term. But let's see. Give me bear with me here, guys. Daily green dot confirmed. Money flow generally coming to the downside. 10-hour looking for the red dot. 8-hour looking for the red dot. 6-hour looking for the red dot. 5-hour looking for the red dot. 4-hour looking for the red dot. Yeah, I would be careful here. I would be careful. This is a little bit tricky to read. Yeah, consistent higher highs. Could potentially be looking for, I'm almost tempted to be looking for shorts on this, to be honest with you. Now, again, by shorts, I don't mean send it to zero. I just mean, locally. Money flow on the 8-hour doesn't look horrible. Money flow on the 12-hour doesn't look bad. 16-hour doesn't look bad, but your daily does not look good. So kind of a mixed bag for me on this. And listen, the thing that I have a hard time with the alts right now is, if we're expecting more downside for Bitcoin, like even if it's not, again, locally, guys, like kind of long Bitcoin in the short term, right, for a bounce. But overall, with the money flow coming out on the time frames that it's coming out on, I would expect bigger moves down in the near future here. So if we're expecting that for Bitcoin, we can't be expecting the alts to just absolutely moon, which it's not impossible. But right now locally, I'd be looking at this like you're likely. Let me go ahead and pull some levels here real quick. Pull from the high to the low, coming up to that 786. You could be going for that 786 again. And let me just go ahead and pull this range right here. Yeah. Let me mark this out real quick. Make that neutral. Bada boom, bada bing. There you go. 786, a pretty close confluence. I would watch right here for resistance. If you continue up on Unfi or Unfi, however you say it, I would be very careful around these levels. Because not only do you have this previous value area low, which has obviously acted as resistance before, But you have the 786 right in that level as well. And not only that, but you are starting to form some bearish divergences, right? So if I just go ahead and pull the range here, right, deviating above our range into a key level, 2 key levels really here, 3 key levels, 786 value area low POC, right? So that's a pretty confluent level. And on top of that, you are potentially you are printing, starting to print bearish divergences here on the 4-hour. And money flow is locally coming down. I don't know how decisive that is, right? Come down to the 1 hour. Money flows, 1 hour bearish divergences. I would be careful here. I would be careful here because, listen, if we get a bounce on Bitcoin, like I think we probably will, if we get that little bounce, chances are the altcoins will also follow, which could give you a little more upside. But I would just be careful because you might just be coming up to test that 786, put in bearish divergences to reverse back down to the lower prices. So that's what I'd be looking at. Just for reference, that purple box here, that key level of resistance between $7.60 and $7 and almost 45 cents, going to be looking for those bearish divergences to print, right? Because if they're not printing, they're not there, right? So we could blast through this potentially, and that bear div will likely get invalidated. So you want to wait for them to print and confirm before making any decisions. But that's kind of what I would look for, right? Looking for pushes up, but potentially only to put those higher highs in to reverse back down to lower prices. All right, let's see. Shout out to Creighton C says, it's easy to moon. Just go in the Discord and grab a random video. Look close. That will never get old. Never. Shout out to Creighton C. I will say this, bro. Not too soon. It's so funny, bro. Like, looking back at that, man, I cannot believe that happened to me. And yeah, it was like, I was like, it's so funny too, because like I was literally like leaning forward, like oh, I'm trying to see what he's doing, like, and then it just popped up in my face. Low-key scared me. It was like a jump scare. That guy has videos on YouTube. That video is a YouTube channel that is up and not banned, of that guy showing what he was showing. It's like a real thing. I don't know. He gets around it by calling it educational, which is a sketch. It's such a creep move. Such a weird thing. But that YouTube channel's wild. Shout out to Creighton C though. Yeah, we've been mooned on this channel before. If you know, you know. Shout out to Marcus Black says, yo, Frankie, the likes on YouTube aren't the same as the ones you speak of. Are you streaming elsewhere as well so I can join? Shout out to Marcus Black. We got 476 likes right now. Are you seeing higher likes? Hopefully you are, and hopefully I am. Dang, that's crazy. Yo, Tony D, dang, that's crazy. Search his YouTube channel. But yeah, it is actually a real YouTube channel. Somebody showed it to me, and I was like, oh my god, that's wild. What's it called again? I'm just kidding, guys. But anyway, yo, Dave Digital said Frankie was close enough. Frankie smelled it. Oh God, I low key want to see it. I don't know the name of it. But yeah, I don't. It's wild. It's wild. But yeah, hopefully you're seeing higher likes than I am. We are creeping up to 500 likes. 550 incoming for $100 XRP. Let's go. Apple's up north. Let's get it. I will give away $100 in XRP to I'll add it to the giveaways if we are able to get it. But guys, I think that is all the time we got for tonight. I can't, guys. I can't. I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. We're going to go ahead and pull up the Wheel of Pain and Pleasure and go ahead and spin this dang thing. We got 4 likes. I mean, we got 4 spins for 400 likes. If we hit 500 likes, I will spin it 5 times. If we get 550, I'll give $100 in XRP to one lucky CandleMafia member at the end of this week. Shout out to 420 Bud Monster, said, Frankie, mad love. Shout out to you, 420. I appreciate you for being here, bro. Let's go ahead. Oh, God, rugged on that. But there we go. Today's episode is brought to you by Kohl's. I'm just kidding, guys. But I will say this. Today's episode is actually, give him a giveaway, baby. Let's go. But today's episode is actually brought to you guys by Link 2. You guys know I've been bringing this up recently. They are a sponsor of the channel. But if you guys are interested in private investing, you guys can check out Link 2. They are opening the doors to what used to only be locked up for the big boys, to the normal people who don't have millions and millions of dollars to invest. So if you guys are interested in investing in companies like Ripple, this is going to be the best way to do it, at least in my opinion. And they do have a minimum investment requirement of $2,500. So super cool. You guys can check out their website, link to linqto.com. Private market investing, you guys can check that out. Again, minimum investment of $2,500, and I think the second investment is $5,000. But it just gives people with less capital the door to get into things that are usually saved for the big money. So check out Link2, guys, and thank you to Link2 for sponsoring the channel. But let's jump back onto these giveaways. Give it to them, baby. Give it to them. Shout out to Tony D, said, count the Chrome tabs, everyone. My bet is if within 30 days there will be too many to fit on the screen. Well, Tony, joke's on you, bro. I got 4 more right here, bro. Ha-ha! Let's go. Shout out to you. And that's only 2 of my 3 Chrome windows. So, yeah, just starting off this brand new multiple $1,000 PC off, putting it to the test with about 62 Chrome tabs. So shout out to Tony D. All right, let's see. Bada boom, give him a giveaway, baby. Give him a giveaway. Oh God, Tony, I broke the PC. I'm not even kidding. This is oh no, is that a? Tell me I got okay, there we go. It was the ad that was blocking me. I built it to handle your habits. Yeah, shout out to Tony D. Yeah, he totally made this thing a beast. Let's see. Nope, rug 'em, baby, rug 'em. Let's see. Putting the new computer to work. Let's go. Shout out to Daddy Zach. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Oh, wait, how many spins did we do? I think we did them all. Oh, God, I did 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 giveaways out of 6. Not too bad, guys. Not a bad hit rate. Not even for a trading strategy. But, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Thank you, guys. Oh, wait, hold up. Let me bring this up as well, guys. I think I talked about this yesterday, but guys, check out FrankieCandlesTrading.com to check out our new website. It is still slightly under construction, but Tony D has been slaving away till 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not kidding, because he sends me pictures of the website and questions at 2 in the morning, letting me know, hey, do you want me to do this, or this? So he has been slaving away with this website. It looks absolutely awesome. But yeah, if you guys want to check out FrankieCandlesTrading.com, we will eventually have our merch set up. This may or may not be a thing at some point. I don't know. But yeah, we have all our deals and links. So if you guys want to support the channel and save money or get bonus funds or get some sweet discounts that we have on everything that I like to use, you can check all our deals out in one place. Or if you want to join the premium Discord where you get exclusive trade setups like the one that I'm in right now, up over 100%. They're not all winners, guys. They're not all winners, as you guys would obviously know if you know anything about trading. You can't win them all. But, you know, that trade was put in the premium Discord, as are all of my trades. So if you guys are interested in that, an exclusive BTC TA, as well as Q&A, premium live streams, all that stuff, you guys can check out the website and get access to that there. And then if you didn't know my YouTube channel, you can check that out down at the bottom as well. So shout out to Tony D. Go check it out and let Tony D know that he did a great job on the website. But guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I thank you guys for all hanging out with us till the end of the stream. We got 317 people in here still. Yeah, guys, I'm going to watch out for that little bounce on Bitcoin. Like I said, short term, we could see a little bit of a bounce to the upside. Like I said, I am locally long Bitcoin, but also with the grander outlook of a potential bigger dump to the downside. But yeah, be careful of that bounce. And hopefully tomorrow on the live stream, something else will happen, and we won't be sitting here looking at sideways price action. That's why I'm on one right now, is because price action actually wound up doing something and not going sideways. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Thank you all for hanging out till the end of the stream, and I'll see you guys here tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after Frankie Candles. Yeah, we're going to have to, guys, I'm going to put a poll in the Discord, and we're going to find out a new, I think I like the intro, the outro. We got to figure out the outro. We're going to have to change some things up because a lot of things have changed. So it's hard to switch my ways. But yeah, we're going to try to think of something really cool. Let me know your suggestions. Hit me up in the comments down below this video and let me know what our intros and outros should be on this channel. And best one gets selected, and if you pick our new intro or outro, or I take inspiration from it, we'll send you some merch. So hit it up in the comments down below. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys here tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
I'm in the big leagues. Told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston. Ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh. Send it through quickly. I'm making his dog. Like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dog. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when he throwing the fastball. Just too quick for it. Peeling off like the whip orange. Seen they effort, this piss poor. I got too much I gotta tend to. Car payments and the rent due. Told y'all that I'm 6 foot, but with the money stabbing, I'm 10-2. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip. Got old problems with the friends new. Yeah, I'm in the big leagues. Told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston. Ayy, feeling like Whitney. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh. Send it through quickly. I'm making his dog. Like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out the stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told them this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told them put a check up in my hands. Boy got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the raps. Had a few friends, but they suck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride to the hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen the rev on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues. Told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh. Send it through quickly. I'm making his dog. Like I'm in a big league.
Hold up, guys. Hold up. First of all, that song's fire. Second of all, shout out to Jay in the premium Discord. I just checked Discord, and someone added me. It was Jay. I don't know the full name because it's hidden. But he said, money call on render from yesterday's live stream. Got out of my long and reversed short right around $1.85. Thank you, Frankie Candles. Well, shout out to Jay. Congrats on your win, bro. I'll chuck a little bit of cash for you on that one. Bing bong. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. But I will say this. I don't know if he's talking about the premium. I think he's talking about the premium live stream. But two things, guys. Real quick, I just want to take a look. Real quick, let's just take a look at Uni. There you go. Typically, they don't hit our targets that quickly. But look at that. Shot right up to that 786 on the dot. So watch out for that push up into that value area low. If you can't get back above this level, I would be looking for some potential short positions on Unfi or Unfi. I don't know how to say it. But if we get above that level, I would look for more upside, but just watch for this purple box. Could get a move down from there. And then real quick, I do want to take a look at render because, guys, I make so many calls on this stuff. I don't always necessarily remember exactly what I was looking at. He said, apparently I was saying that I was not bullish. I guess he was in a long, and my analysis made him think about maybe doing his own analysis and seeing if it had cooperated with mine. He wasn't just blindly following my TA, but he said he closed his long and reversed short and wound up making some money. So, well, hey, I assume his long was probably somewhere up here, and now he's down here. I don't know. Or no, maybe. No, actually, he's probably, yeah, maybe he was long somewhere up here. Got the move down. I don't really know. But shout out to Jay. Congrats on winning, bro. A little bing bong for you. Bing bong. Let's go. Shout out to the Candle Mafia. Thank y'all for tuning in. I will see you guys here, same place, same time. You know the rest. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know, on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. At the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the